Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to quickly teach you a recipe that's guaranteed to satisfy. It's guaranteed to hit the spot. It's going to be high quality. You need to impress someone on that special night. This is a pretty simple dish. You can see the ingredients. This is not rocket science whatsoever. And all you need is basically one pot or two pots, because you're going to make rice too with it. First of all, it is an Italian dish and the origin is Tuscany. First thing you need is some basic chicken thighs. Chicken thighs, that's it. You need dark meat chicken, and the thighs are the best. They're the juiciest. Make sure it has the skin on. Don't get without the skin. Skin is a very important part of this thing. You need some wine. Now, it should be Italian wine, but this is what they had. You know, I didn't want to spend like $10 on a bottle of wine, so, and it's just basically for the food. I'm not drinking wine lately, so. Next up, you need herbs, rosemary and thyme. And you need some garlic, a lot of garlic. This is pretty small, you can see by my hand. It's not a big garlic, but get that. I use two. And then you need some chili peppers. I don't know what these are. They have a different name here in Europe. So I don't know what you guys would call this in America. They're not spicy. You could bite it as is. It's kind of sweet, but it's not really strong. But it tastes very good. You're going to need some mushrooms. These are the dried mushrooms, porcini I think they're called. Yeah, porcini mushrooms, like these. Porcini, they look like that. And you put them in some water and they come a little bit more juicy. Don't throw away the water, very important. You need olive oil, good olive oil. Has to be olive oil. Don't substitute, no bullshit, okay? Olive oil. Salt, pepper, butter, good quality butter. No margarine, none of that bullshit. No, I can't believe it's not butter or whatever satanic garbage they serve there in the States. And you need Parmesan or Reggiano. DOP, if you can find it with it saying DOP, that's very good. But that's also quite important. So, let's get to cooking. Yeah, and as for ratios, look, I'm not a pro chef. You know, not like, oh, it has to be 15 ounces of this, 5 grams of that, whatever. You play it by ear. So, it's Easter right now. The shops are going to be closed Sunday, Monday. So I'm making this amount of chicken for myself and my dad for 2 days. So you just kind of eyeball it. If you have some experience, you'll know. But you guys will get the idea if you just pay attention. First things first, the most important thing when you're going to cook an Italian meal with your Asian cleaver is to have a little bit of wine first. You have to.
You know the wine makes you emotional.
Because I got an empty fucking stomach.
So have a breadstick.
Italian food is very, it's very emotional. It's very rich. It's very, you have to have the feeling. You can't do it if you're stone cold sober. So a little bit of wine. This is for the cooking. Yeah, that should be enough. Okay, so that's for the chef to warm up a bit. Saluti. And also, very important when you cook Italian food, the first thing, besides the wine, the second thing is you watch the dinner in prison scene from Goodfellas.
In prison, dinner was always a big thing.
I just eyeball stuff. So you got 8 pieces of chicken thigh. That just seems about right. In fact, maybe even a little bit more garlic. It's up to you. You might think that's a lot of garlic and you're going to stink and nobody's going to kiss you after, let alone do anything else. But believe me, the dish is very subtle and rich. So you can leave these chili peppers as they are. They got the seeds in. They're not super strong. They're about, I guess, maybe a little bit more mild. A little bit more mild than jalapenos. So take that as reference. Your garlic, you don't need to slice up or anything like that. Just whack that shit. Bang! Boom, that's all you need. You just need to crush it so that all the juices come out. That's it. Next step, the chicken. All you need is salt and good pepper. Get a good quality pepper. This really makes a difference. So just like grind that shit all over there and then sort of mash it in and flip it over, do the same. That's it. In the end, that's how you want your chicken to look like. Now, I don't want to hear any homeboys, any brothers in the comments saying, oh, white people don't season their chicken, man. Alright, now get a big ass pan like this. I can't get this clean. I don't know. I know it looks fucking disgusting, but it's just like, I didn't have, what do you call it, the salt to remove the calc or whatever the fuck. But believe me, it's clean and it's odorless. So yeah, just get a big ass thing like this where you can put a lot of olive oil and make sure it's not like a wok or anything. It has to all be flat. Put in some quality olive oil, and make sure it's real olive oil. Don't come with that canola shit. That is a travesty and a crime against humanity. And Benito Mussolini will come back from the grave and have you sent to the fucking gulags. And the olive oil starts to pop a little bit like that, then just add the chicken. Now make sure, this is very important. Skin down. That's how it should be. Alright, so once your chicken is bubbling, it's high, man. But look at this. Once it's like that, it's starting to get brown, starting to get some texture. Like that. Alright, like that. That's what you need. You flip all of this, and then you kill the temperature to about low. So like 2 out of 9. You keep that low. And you just stick the stuff in where it fits, man. That's it. If you have to break it to get it to fit, just do that. What you really want to do is make sure the garlic and the chili peppers are touching the bottom of the pan. The next step is you need to get some fresh herbs, fresh stuff, and you just put it on top. Make sure it's not really touching the oil. That will burn it because they're quite delicate, right? It's fresh. So just put it on top. Oh, I can already smell it, man. It smells great. Jesus Christ, I want to give myself a blowjob at this point. Anyway, just put it on top. You see, because we're going to cover it later, all the steam comes up and it draws the juices out of the herbs. At this point, cover that shit. It's on low, like there. And you wait 35 minutes. 35, I've tried 40, I've tried 30. 35 is the right point, but you know, you learn, you practice, you learn. An important step with this, although it's at a low temperature, you might think you can walk off and do whatever you want for 35 minutes. It's nice every like 10 minutes or so just to shake things about. You don't need to open, in fact leave it closed. You don't need to turn the chicken, you just need to leave it, but so that it doesn't stick or anything like that, you just shake it a bit. You see the chicken moves, just like that. The next step with your chicken is that you need a side dish. Now, you can play this fast and loose here. You can do fries with this. I think if you actually had some French fries or something, like especially those thick cut ones, this would be really delicious to go with it. I've never tried it, but it seems very logical. You can get some potatoes in there, whatever's your thing. If you're going to go to the rice route, which is a good option, is don't use Asian rice. Don't use jasmine or something like that. Get yourself some risotto rice. Now this is really, this is 5-star already, man. You're already gonna get some action just by cooking this for your girl. But if you get some risotto, which is basically a meal on its own, and does require a little bit more effort, this is pretty simple. But if you do this extra, whoa, mamma mia, is this racist to Italians?
It's anti-Italian discrimination.
First things first, a little bit of olive oil. We used a lot with the chicken, but here just a little like that. Boom, that's it. And then add in the rice. Now risotto is a special kind of rice, but it really helps if you get that type. But don't go disappear now. You got to stir the shit. Rice is like one of those things. Well, why is there a moth? Fucking moth in the kitchen. Look, there's that moth. Look, you see that little shit. Look, there he is. Hold on. Why? You can see already some of the rice will quickly get brown. This stuff will burn pretty quickly, and it's just in olive oil. For the temperature, you need like a 7, so like your 75% of your maximum heat. And you just keep stirring this basically, but that's how it's supposed to be. And if you can hear, well, you can hear the chicken, but you can hear here as well. It's like, that's the type of thing you're aiming for. And these big things here are mushrooms, right? So like here in Europe, where risotto is a big thing, you can find the pre-packaged mushrooms included in with the rice. But if you just buy the rice alone, the solution is you get something like that, right? You get these dried mushrooms already packaged. I would say use the dry mushrooms. Don't use the fresh ones if you can avoid them. Get the dry mushrooms and you soak them in. That water there is just like the juices from the mushrooms, and they're already soft, right? So that seems about right. I can smell it in the air. Cooking is an emotional thing, but it's also a science, but you can smell it in the air. Look, it's getting nice and brown on there. Look at the rice. It's about like 30% of them are brown. The rest are like white. You know, sort of like 1980s New York City. That amount of what the fuck, Damien? This is for the rice. So just dump that in. And oh yeah, look at that, look at that. Ah, fuck. Mixy, mixy, mixy. Drop the temperature to about a 5 out of 10. Mixy, 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 mixy. There we go. Oh, it smells good, guys. So we had to like a medium temperature here, and yeah, it's looking good. Look at the colors. Look at, it must be a little bit brown. That's how it must be. You know, just like Rosario Dawson in Clerks 2. You know, she's just a little bit brown, and it's the right amount. And then we take like our soaked in porcini mushrooms here, and you just dump that in. Yeah. So you mix it up, and you just maybe raise the temperature a bit, because the concept here with risotto is basically you add in liquid just so it covers the top. Then the rice, because it was dry when you put it in, you see it's still kind of dry, it absorbs the liquid. The liquid goes away, you add in some more, you stir, you add in some more, you stir, you add in some more. That's it. That's how you make risotto. And don't forget to shake your chicken. An important thing to note is that while this is cooking, you need to stir. You do, because this stuff will stick to the bottom and burn, and that burnt carbon flavor, it will ruin your risotto completely. Stir it up, stir it up. Make sure you're always there. Don't go disappear. Alright, so you see, once you see like the rice is starting to pop through and the liquid is starting to really just sort of dissipate, you will destroy your rice if you don't keep it moist. So you get some water. This is just tap water. The packet, the recipe says for 300 grams you need about 700 milliliters, which is 70 centiliters, and I just had this empty bottle lying around Havana Club. But you add it in to about that level. You see it's just covering. Put the bottle aside, mixy mixy, repeat that process. So you got about 10 minutes or so remaining. You take the lid off the chicken. You can see you got that sauce, the oil there at the bottom. There's also with the chicken fat. There's the juice from the vegetables, from the garlic, from the herbs. You can now push them to the side. Look at that, look at it. That's how it's supposed to be, guys. This is it, man. This is date night food, right? You know, they always say that the way to a man's stomach, the way to a man's heart is through the stomach. But trust me, women love that stuff, really. I've had some women the one I love, really. Okay, now let's not get philosophical here. The woman I love, I took a selfie of me holding a frying pan, and she said, I just really love a man that can cook. And you need to learn this, right? It's important for tradition. Tradition is number one reason. That's Rome is more important than any pussy, right? And food food is very important, okay? This is culture, this is heritage. I'm not joking here. It really is. If you're Italian, this is food that your race cooked for hundreds of years, and now you exist today in clown world, but you can still taste what you're coming from. Now, I'm not Italian, sadly. I don't think I have any Italian blood, but Swiss, look, I'm half Swiss. Their food is sausages and cheese and chocolate, right? And the other half of my genetic line is English. And let's not discuss English cooking, alright? It's better for all of us. So we won't discuss that. You see, now it's starting to get dry. Previously it was a lot higher. So now, at this point, you bump that shit up, man. You bump up to 8. So just like Vivaldi composer, Italian composer there, we've turned everything up. Oh, we got an 8 there, we got a 8 there too. Look, it's bubbling, it's bubbling, it's bubbling. Everything's getting to a crescendo. Now we get the alcohol because we need more. So first of all, this goes into the chicken, just like that. Oh, last sip is for you. And look at it, it's dancing. Oh, clean off the camera. That's how it should be. Look at this. Stir your rice. Don't stir. Don't forget to stir. Look. You see the texture. You stir it, and it's still wetter than you want. But at this point, you turn that off. Turn it off. The residual heat from the hot plate will get you to where you need to be. As for this, once again, you don't need to flip the chicken, but my battery is dying, so I need to cook quick here. But you do need to just move it about a bit. See how, look at the chicken. The steam. Hold on, guys. I'm not a pro. I'm having fun though, man. Isn't that the point of YouTube? Remember when YouTube used to just be about fun and stuff? You didn't say, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Today's sponsor is Displate or Fume or Raid Shadow Legends. So just scrape all that shit off the bottom of the pan. That's going to be the sauce.
Oh, that's the flavor.
At this point with the risotto, what you can do, what I recommend if you really just want to say fuck the calories, it's a special night, you get some butter, proper butter, about, like I say, you know, like the pot is that high, it's looking like that, so estimate there, I guess, fuck, so there in proportion, I don't know, I don't do measurements, as I said. Then later comes in the final touch, the Parmigiano Reggiano. Yep. On time, perfectly on time. Turn it off. Look at the texture. The temperature is already off since a few minutes. That is perfect.
That's what good pussy sounds like.
That is perfect. That's what you need. As for the chicken, don't forget. Look at this. Look at the color of the garlic. It's like golden. It's not burned at all. It's golden. You got the herb flakes on there. It's just beautiful, and it's soft.
Sunsets are beautiful. Newborn babies are beautiful. This is fucking spectacular.
You can hear the oil is too aggressive. Turn that shit off. Everything off. It's time to serve. And voila. Once it's served up, there you go. The smell is amazing. The taste is amazing. I will say that for the risotto, test it for the saltiness, because you do put quite a lot of water in it. But for the chicken, you just put some typical amount of salt and pepper in. It'll be fine. That is good eating, man. That is good eating. Don't worry about the twigs and shit. You can pick them out. Don't eat that part, but make sure you scoop that garlic out and put that on there. Mix it in. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.
I'll tell you, after a meal like that, what I could use is a nice piece of ass.